What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the weekly meeting. Might be a little weird for some of you because you're used to hearing Lutz's voice for the weeklies and mine for the monthlies, but switched up a little bit just due to the recent events in Pirate. So as you all know, my name is Draith, and let's start digging into this. So obviously, let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that's the current price of Pirate Chain and all the craziness that has happened. So that actually came to a surprise to the entire team, I can tell you that. None of us expected that, and that was probably some of the coolest coolest stuff we've ever seen. So, I mean, take it from me and the rest of the crew when we discussed it, when we said, working so hard for, years on end for the project to finally take off like it did is just such a satisfying feeling. And on top of that, just, you kind of have to pinch yourself because I'm used to like throwing out tips everywhere, and just throwing out like 500 ARRR to people to do things, or hell, even like 1,000 or 2 ARRR to, to people to do things and tasks and things like that. And just checking my balance in my tip wallet, and I'm like, how the hell does that equal that amount? It's just mind blowing. So massive shout out to the community for supporting us, and to Jeff Berwick and the TCV crew and things like that for just all the love and support from you guys. The team greatly appreciates it, and it's just fantastic to see everyone coming around. The new kid in the block as far as the privacy projects are concerned, and competing with the likes of Monero, which is absolutely fantastic. And another cool thing because of that was, we always kind of look up to Komodo because we kind of spawned from we did spawn from their developers and things like that. But briefly flipping Komodo in terms of market cap, that was an exciting thing to see for sure. So, and I'm not exaggerating when a lot of Komodo people were like, "What the hell is going on?" And they were actually really happy for us too. We got a lot of stuff going on with them, and they were really happy to see that, see us succeed like we are. So next thing on the list of things I want to talk about is the support channel. So I understand that we have a lot of new people here and things like that, and the Discord can be a little daunting to some with all the channels, especially if you're new to it. If you're only on Telegram, it's completely understandable, but for those that are in Discord, what we prefer that you guys do if you need support is you go to the support channel. It's toward the top of the channel list. And if you click on that, and you'll see the message in there and tells you to check the website first, make sure that you look at the frequently asked questions. If that doesn't answer your question, go ahead and click the emoji. It's the envelope with an arrow on it. If you were to click that, automatically generates a support channel for you, and you'll be able to directly talk with the team. So, one trend that I have noticed along with the rest of the team is that, we keep getting DMs from, various people that need support and things like that. While we do answer those, we're all super busy, especially Cax, because he's handling most of the support channel and all the user support for wallets and things like that. So he usually pays attention to Telegram and the support channels in Discord. So sending DMs, while we'll get to them when we can and things like that, it's more efficient if you guys were to use that support channel within the Discord server itself. So for those of you listening, please use that channel because we created it for a reason, and we want to make sure it gets used, which it is getting used, by the way. So it's just we want to make sure that we funnel all the support stuff through that method. This way, it's a lot more efficient, and you can directly talk with the entire team, not just sending a DM to one person or having to send multiple DMs because you haven't gotten a response yet. Because, like I said, we're all absolutely slammed with stuff to do. So, and the next thing on the list is Changely. So, while you're able to use the swaps on Changely for R, the exchange hasn't announced this yet, and that was due to some of the technical things on their side. Has nothing to do with us whatsoever. It's just they had some crazy stuff pop up on their end, and I'm not sure if I can dive more into that. So I'll just leave it at that. But we will be announced, I believe, on Friday. So they'll put out the announcement and things like that. So this way we'll be officially on Changely and listed and things like that and good to go. Now, as far as social media and the Discord numbers go, let me pull in Tim to discuss some of that stuff because it's outstanding. Take it away, Tim.
Yeah, just to update you all very quickly on our situation with social media. So basically, we have seen a very rapid increase this month so far. We have seen over 20% increase across all of our socials with particular milestones. So we have exceeded certain numbers in across social networks now. I mean, just to give you an indication, we had like a roughly around 18,000 following before this whole thing happened, and now we're approaching 22,000. So that's the biggest jump we had in a month so far, with Twitter and Telegram leading the way. So this gives us the sort of the feeling that the increase that we had, it's not just based on price, but also in the total amount of people that are now interested and aware of the project. And that shows real growth and, much wider adoption than we had before. Similarly, the website has exploded. We are seeing traffic now in a week that we needed a month to do before. So we're seeing a huge interest in traffic. Typically, this goes to the wallets and the exchanges page, where people are trying to get involved. But we also have a lot of other educational spaces on the website where we're seeing a lot of people going to.
Yeah, we broke a record last month for a number of visits to the website, and now we broke that again within just, what was it, a week or two?
Yeah, exactly. It's been really changing really fast now. We were recording let's say roughly around 20,000 visits a month on our website, and now we're recording 20,000 visits a week. So it has been phenomenal change.
20,000 in 1 week. That's insane, especially when you compare it to a full month last month.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very, very significant difference, and that's what shows that the project is growing more than just the price. It's those amounts of people that are now endearing themselves to the project and getting involved in many different ways.
Yeah, and that's another way you can tell that these are actual real users picking up Pirate rather than just one person messing with the price or just a handful of people messing with the price. For the simple fact that if the price increase was just due to a handful of people and then just to play a pump and dump for some reason, we wouldn't have these numbers on our website and all across all our socials. Because this started beginning when the price started going up. So this is real users, real volume, and real adoption of Pirate Chain, which is great. Anything else you want to say about the socials or anything else?
No, I mean, I have specific numbers, but I don't think that they would be interesting to people. I think the most important thing for me has been that, our voice is now heard a lot further, and we have an influx of new people from other projects, some of them new to the space. I mean, especially for people who are completely new to the privacy space, it's especially pleasing to see those people coming in now.
Absolutely. Awesome. Appreciate it, Tim. All right. So one thing I wanted to say is that we noticed that obviously as we grow bigger, there's going to be more and more mudslinging, obviously from competing privacy projects and Monero in general, just because they have a lot of hardcore fans and things like that. So one thing I wanted to tell you guys is that there's one aspect of the entire thing that is pretty consistent, pretty consistently attacked in terms of our project. And you'll hear people say, "Oh, well, you guys are a trusted setup. You guys are a trusted setup. You guys are a trusted setup." And it's just, it makes me laugh. It really does, because here's the thing, right? I know a lot of you don't. A lot of you people may understand this. Some of you do understand this, and then there's probably quite a few newbies out there that have no idea what I'm talking about. So I'll try to break this down as simple as possible. So a trusted setup, what they're referring to is the MPC, which if you can look up the powers of Tau, which has to do with the sapling ceremony, which is the new version of zk-SNARKs protocol that we're using. And basically it requires people to do key generation, and those keys must be destroyed or protected or things like that for the privacy aspect to hold true, right? Now, the thing is that with the ceremony, the powers of Tau that happened, the ceremony for that generation, there was over 80 people that participated, and the key thing about this, which they won't mention, detractors won't mention, is that every single key must be compromised for the privacy to, for them to break the privacy. Now, keep this in mind. There are multitudes of people from that ceremony that destroyed their keys completely, right? So even if one person was honest, then that means that there's the protocol can't be broken, right? The privacy can't be broken. And that's the thing, is that it only takes one person out of all those people. Now, they'll say, "Oh, it's still a trusted setup." I'm like, yeah, well, here's the other thing too. 99% of the people that are using Monero can't read their code, but you're trusting them to make sure that it's, validated and everything like that, and it won't, steal your funds or cause issues, because they've had inflation bugs, I believe, several times before. Pirate has never had one, never had an issue with it. Even before we migrated to Sapling from Sprout, Sprout had an inflation bug. We were never hit with it, and we migrated even faster than Zcash did. And we beat them by several months, I believe, in migrating to Sapling. So, and Sapling has held true and everything like that. So, long story short, you'll hear a lot of people trying to attack us just over just either stupid things or things that they just hear and will just say because they heard it and have no idea what the hell they're talking about. But, just know that your privacy is secure, and literally we have the strongest privacy protocol in the space. On top of that, we have the highest anon set, even more than Zcash. and Monero has an onset of 11. So we have an onset of 425,000, actually more than that now, I believe. So, Phil T says, what's the best argument for them? Well, yeah, the only argument they can really use is, the whole trusted setup thing, which I just explained. It's a non-issue. It really is. But they may try to make it out to be some, like, you know, coin destroying, coin destroying issue, which it isn't. It really isn't. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. So, I mean, they'll also say, well, R is centralized because, it's a close knit team. No, it's not. We're a community project. We go through everybody. We go through the community for suggestions. People join from the community, things like that. People pitch in. Like, we've had several people just, say, how can we help? And they just started working and started helping the project, Like, prime example, we have Benny, who joined not too long ago, who's helping out with marketing. Right, he's creating, merchandise and things like that. We have a couple new developers that have joined the blockchain space that have been in development for about 20 years that are now helping the project. So we're a community project first and foremost. We listen to our community and we do what the majority of the community says because you guys make us, you guys support us, and we're here for everybody. We're not just, some small knit team that doesn't care about their community. We love our community. We show it by, doing what everyone wants us to do. So Plankton says, can you explain how Parachain can use the same ceremony to trust the setup as Zcash? It's because essentially we use their. I think Forge might be better situated to explain that if he's here. Forge, if you're here, you can pop up. If not, I'll save that question for later. Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll save that question for later. I won't, trust me, I won't forget about your question, buddy. So, yeah, and Quick Mithril posted the technical details of the Tau ceremony. So let's see. The next thing on the list is the articles that we'll be getting articles on various news sites being on there because thanks to some community donations for marketing, we will be using that for trying to expand our reach and expand our community even more by throwing up some really well written articles, probably by Wookie, who's the best writer I've ever seen. And we'll be throwing that up there and trying to, spread the good word about Pirate and get some more crew members on. So, and one thing that that we have heard quite a bit, and it's because of people who have never been in crypto before that have joined specifically because of Pirate, and which is amazing to see. I love seeing that more than people coming from other communities. I love seeing people join crypto just because of us. That is one of the best feelings ever. One thing we've heard quite a bit from those new members is, things are too technical for them. When it comes to installing certain wallets or certain things that they would need to do, it's a bit technical for them. So even the videos that we've posted for tutorials are a little bit too advanced for them. So what we've decided to do is create additional tutorial videos for beginners, for like straight up complete beginners that go step by step and explain, what they're doing and things like that to help them along and help them learn how to use the wallet and everything like that. So I feel like that's extremely important to do because even though there's a ton of people in crypto already that know what they're doing for the most part, we're going for mass adoption, guys. We need to be able to appeal and help out the new people that come along that are no coiners. That was a lot of people call them, or newbies, that need a little bit of help getting along. We need to foster that kind of environment to help out, those type of people, because it's important. For one, we're trying to help everybody in terms of securing their privacy, especially financial privacy and things like that. So, and one thing I love about this community, one thing I love about you guys is the fact that everyone's willing to help each other out for the most part. I mean, there are always a few exceptions, but everyone's willing to pitch in to help out other users to get them set up and things like that. I've noticed several people consistently that are just, community members that I've seen for a little while that are willing to just go the extra mile to help out new users set up their wallet, or figure out how to use exchanges and things like that. So it's absolutely fantastic to see, and I love seeing that stuff. So the more you guys use that, the more open our community is to just everybody, and the better we'll do in general, because it by doing things like that, it attracts more users because they see, wow, these guys are really friendly, they'll help you out, and they're more inclined to actually join up. And I think part of that part of the increase has to do with that too, because people see that we're, a damn good community that enjoys helping out the average Joe that doesn't know anything about crypto or just needs a little bit of help. Now, aside from that, does anybody have any additional questions, things like that, from either Discord or Telegram or any of the places that this is streaming at?
Yeah, there are a few questions. If I can take you through them very quickly.
Sure.
So somebody's asking on stream, when are we going to get listed on Binance? That's Embry on stream.
Whenever they finally break down and listen to Cosius. Cosius has a thing going on Twitter. You guys should totally comment on everything he posts for that Twitter feed. Basically, he's been commenting every day, tagging Binance and CZ, asking when he's going to list us. I think he's up to day 42 now, 43, something like that. So there's one exchange, I forget who it was that listed us, that I'm pretty sure it worked once before on an exchange. So yeah, if you guys somebody post a link to his Twitter feed on that, and highly recommend you guys comment and just make some noise on that feed. Obviously be polite and things like that, but by making noise on his tweets like that may gather some of their attention. So
KGA 22277 on Twitch is asking if the paper wallet is up and running yet.
It should be. There was an update to it not long ago, I believe. It should be up and running. So if there's any issues with it, just like I said, use the support channel, and we'll help you through it. So, question from YouTube that Cax posted. Can you describe what the marketing strategy is? Tim, I think you'd probably be better suited for that.
Yeah, the marketing strategy that we have adopted is to make sure that, one, we produce a lot of content, and second, that we approach various different segments of the audience in a slightly different way. So we have, people who are interested in blockchain and cryptocurrency. There are other groups who are interested in privacy, and there is other people who are concerned and worried about their personal freedom in various ways, and we know that financial privacy is a key to personal freedom. So our sort of marketing strategy is to emphasize the fact, that we look after anyone who wants to join and start using R, in that we're keeping them anonymous. We're trying to, get as much publicity and clout in the cryptosphere space. And we're trying to get our name as far as we can in the blockchain space, because obviously we know that people who are in the cryptocurrency space are more likely to adopt us than people who are out of it. However, we have had quite a lot of success with groups such as the Survival Podcast and other groups who have quite a lot of users who are not using cryptocurrency right now, and possibly this is our biggest win to date, in that we have managed to introduce people who weren't using cryptocurrencies before into the privacy space and straight into R, and that has been very successful for us. Other things we're doing in marketing is we're increasing our posting schedule. We're sending more content out, producing more videos, and we're trying to partner with certain groups such as, social networks such as FloatUp and others, to expand our reach. Very, very important work in marketing is happening also via the BPSAA, where we have projects united and counting, almost 500,000 followers across all social media. So this is a space that we're also utilizing as part of Pirates, to make sure that we get the word out there to as many people as possible.
And another thing, real quick, because I noticed somebody mentioned the Exodus wallet. Now, yeah, I mean, while it would be cool to get listed on there and get them to change their minds about the whole stupid price thing, one thing that we spoke about in an internal meeting was basically, focusing on, instead of like more exchanges right away, focusing on more third-party wallets that are solid. So one thing that I'm going to be doing is contacting Edge, who was on here last week. I believe it was last week. Talking to Paul from Edge to see what it would take for us to get listed on their Edge wallet, which would be absolutely fantastic. Because having additional options for wallets, like with third-party wallets that are huge, I think that would be a major driver for new users and things like that. So on top of that, I mean, that was basically the route that Monero used, I believe. It was basically just going through, just trying to get listed on third-party wallets. So that's one of the things that we will be doing for sure. So that'll be part of our marketing strategy as well.
Okay, another question is Breezy on Twitch says there seems to be a lot of confusion in the community about how to safely keep files on USBs, external hard drives. Can a video be made and a tutorial on how to do this for the non-tech savvy community members?
Can you repeat the last part? Can a video be made on what?
On how to safely keep files on USBs, external hard drives, and so forth. So it's essentially, they're asking if we can build educational content around security.
Abso-freaking-lutely. Content like that, educational content, is massive. So the more of that we can produce to help users, especially new users, the better off we are. So that's something that we should absolutely do, and I'll make sure that we do that.
Okay, another question is, why is Coinx wallet down?
Short answer is I believe their either not rescanning. They're I believe they are rescanning their wallet, which takes a little bit. So we are in contact with them, and we are making sure that they are getting any help that they would require. Which I don't think they need help. It's just a matter of time. As far as a timeline as to when it'll be back up, I can't say for sure. I'll let everybody know as soon as I find out something.
Uh, Somebody's asking on Twitch, Embry again, is there strategic reasoning in having 200 million coins instead of 17 to 18 million range than that Monero and Bitcoin have?
I believe that Cosius had the answer to that. I forget exactly what the reasoning was. It had to do with the initial launch of Pirate, and they changed something for a specific reason. I'll have to get back to you on that. There was a specific reason. I completely forgot what it was.
Okay, Mr. Camel from YouTube is asking, where can I buy BTC without KYC to trade it for R? I think I have an answer to that. You can't do this. I don't know anywhere where you can buy BTC without KYC, but you can buy XMR in localmonero.co and then trade that for R in somewhere like Polarity, where they now have an XMR R pair.
Turtle Network does. Turtle Network has the XMR pair. Turtle Dex. Yeah. Yeah. Polarity has the XMR USDT pair, and we have the R USDT pair as well. So you can trade for USDT, then trade for R. So the XMR R pair on TNDEX has launched today. So I already see some people throwing in some limit orders and things like that. So and limit sell orders. So there's a little bit of stuff on there, but I know that that's going to be a pretty damn popular pair because a lot of people asked about trading back and forth between Monero and Pirate. So
Greg 555 is asking if Trezor will work with R.
Possibly. I believe Cosius might have been in contact with them at one point or another, but that's something that we'll definitely follow up on, though. So, real quick, there's a question from YouTube that Caxmet posted. When adoption for Darknet? I can neither confirm nor deny anything with that. So.
Also, another thing I want to say is that we have roughly 180 people watching right now. That's a new record, and a shout out to everybody who's come here today to listen to the stream.
All right. So, what other questions you guys got?
Hornstripe is asking if Changely is working for R yet.
Changely, as far as the swap service, I believe it is. Changely, as far as Changely Pro goes, the exchange, I believe that they're going to make the announcement on Friday about them activating the pair. It was supposed to be Monday, but they came into some issues on their side that had nothing to do with Pirate at all. It had to do with, I can't say what it had to do with because I don't know if they want me saying anything about that. So.
Okay, response DKE is asking why the situation. It says that Coinx seems to mirror prices from TO, and is worried why these two sometimes display different prices, and how do these two balance themselves out, and if there's something fishy going on there. But it's normal for different exchanges to have different prices, right?
Yeah, well, okay, to a certain extent, right? But like the price variations between, say, Trade Ogre and Coinx and Polarity and things like that, with the sometimes massive difference in prices, that just means that the entire market for pirate has been decoupled, right? And what that means is that it's not necessarily bad actors like on one exchange just jacking up the price. It has to do with the amount of people that are on either one of those exchanges, just wanting to buy pirate just there. Some people just only use one exchange and then they just buy the shit, buy the crap out of a single asset there. So with the amount of exchanges that we're on, there are going to be price differences, obviously. Now, as far as like the major price differences, that's just like I said, it just has to do with the decoupling of the prices. So, I mean, if you look at any asset in crypto, you'll see some exchanges, especially if they're on a ton of exchanges, you'll see like a decent amount of price variance. But when you're on, say like five to 10 exchanges like we are, you know, when the price gets decoupled like that, it can go wild, especially when there's a huge rush to buy. So yeah, hello man, I'm trying to keep the cursing down just so that we don't get flagged for mature content on YouTube and stuff. uh, Observe, discern, decide. Asks if I can talk a bit more about war and staking opportunities when war comes to PancakeSwap. Will this be the first time staking will be available? Yes, this will be the first time staking will be available. As you all know, we're a proof of work coin, so proof of stake is nowhere in our blood. But having the opportunity to create war, which for those who don't know is wrapped R, right? So that means that it's a token on another ecosystem. Essentially, what that is it's a one-to-one conversion. So you can send the way it will work is you will send R to gateway servers that'll convert it to war, and then from that point you can use war on PancakeSwap, which is the first chain that we'll be trying to list that on, and trade it in PancakeSwap or wherever there's liquidity in whatever exchanges are on Binance Smart Chain, right? So the staking portion comes into play when you provide liquidity on PancakeSwap, and you can stake the liquidity tokens you receive and basically get a percentage of the buy or sell orders, right? So the current plan, and this may change, but the current plan is to put a 1% tax on buy and sell orders. And what will happen with that is the half of that will go toward the liquidity stakers. So if you stake liquidity, it's the amount of liquidity you stake compared to the total amount of liquidity staked. That ratio is what is the amount of war that you would get rewarded for each sell order, that percentage. Now, the other half percentage would go to the project itself, so that we can actually have some funding to do marketing and do other initiatives without having to constantly fundraise from the community. Because as much as you guys are amazing at funding things that we're asking, we try to ask as little as possible from you guys, because it could be a pain trying to fundraise all the time. So we make do with the little amounts that we get in, or sometimes the large amounts we get in for certain initiatives and stuff. So yeah, I hear you, Hollow Man. I mean, the main reason why we're doing that is for users to break linkages between wallets. For example, if you were to pick up some war on BSC, you can withdraw it and unwrap it to regular R, and then rewrap it to a different address. And now those two addresses that you pulled it from and then rewrapped it to are not linked. So this way, nobody knows those two wallets are connected together and things like that. So that's one of the reasons. The other reason is, for more adoption, because the more people see war, they'll look at pirate and then realize, wow, this is a solid project and it's the most private coin in existence. So this is definitely a project worth getting into. Um, Cax posted another YouTube question. When will the Trustless setup arrive? Well, there's been some recent news about Halo being available sometime in the near future for Zcash, which we once that goes through rigorous testing and it's been implemented and things like that into Zcash, we're going to wait a little bit to see if what happens with that, if any bugs get exploited, anything to that extent, because we want to make sure that anything that we do is thought about 1,000 times first before we actually do it, because we want to make sure that if there's any bugs in Halo, for example, we don't want to migrate to something that, oh my god, we got to fix this ASAP because this could be chain breaking. So it's very, very important to make sure that anything that we do that involves a hard fork to a different, to say Halo, for example, is completely tested as much as possible before we do anything, because our users' security and privacy is the utmost importance to us, and we make sure that we do right by our community. All right, any other questions? See, one person typing, and I'll take one or two more, and then we can go ahead and start wrapping this up. Okay, so Steest says, some people say that pirate chain branding doesn't seem serious enough or professional. I personally love the name and all, but what are your thoughts on this? Would you ever rebrand? Long story short, no, we would never rebrand. Part of that has to do with the name being hard coded in and require a hard fork to actually change the name. I mean, granted, that's not something that would prevent us from changing it because we could, but we've had multitudes of discussions between the team and between community members, things like that, and it's so evenly split between people love it, people are it's a cool name, and people are like, you should change your name. So honestly, to give my opinion on this, I love the name. I don't think we should ever change it. I think that it's attention getting, and I think that you know there are names out there that companies that have used, like for example, before anybody knew what the hell Google was. That to me, that was a dumb name. But look how big they are, and people say it and don't even think twice about it now. You know, and just other names like that. So there's, I know there's always going to be some people that are like, oh, pirate's a stupid name. Well, then buy something that sounds smart that is actually really crappy. You know, so people just need to do their research before they buy anything, regardless of the name. So, my opinion, I love it, and I highly, highly, highly doubt we'll ever change it. Quick myth roll. So it's kind of funny that you mentioned that because there was a project that came out a little while after we did that basically had a different algorithm, used Z transactions only, things like that, and they had a nicer name, and they didn't last. So yeah, there's a lot of people that can try to copy us, but we were the first. Just like, I mean, think of it like Monero. There's tons of Monero clones out there. Monero is forked from Bytecoin, I think. But regardless, there's tons of other projects out there that are like Monero, but what does everybody know? Monero, Monero's king, according to them. Whereas, even though we have stronger privacy. Yeah, I'm not going to dive into the project I was referring to. So, in the interest of, not throwing names around. And let's see, one more question. Let me scrounge around. There's a lot of people talking. Somebody observed, discern, decide said, how about getting the Pirate Chain channel on Library or Odyssey? You all can add YouTube videos to Library, Odyssey with one click. Plus, they seem to be a project promoting free speech and censorship resistance. Tim, aren't we on Library? I thought we were.
Absolutely, we are, yes. The link can be found on the website under socials.
Cool. Thanks for posting that. Yeah, nice. Odyssey has live streaming now. Awesome.
Yeah, that's one of our targets now, to try and stream there, to try and start streaming there too next time.
Sweet. All right, let me go ahead and cut this off right here. Otherwise, I guarantee I'll probably be here another hour. So, but anyways, guys and girls and people, I love you all. Thank you so much for making Pirate what it is today, and especially huge